All right, guys, here it is. Everything that went wrong with my 2022 Gen 3 Ford Raptor in almost 1 year of ownership. Truck, it's been a good truck. I really can't complain. It's been a couple odd, stupid, really stupid stuff. Nothing mechanically major. Knock on some wood real quick, but overall the truck's been good. We're coming up on 1 year of ownership. We're sitting at like 13,800 miles roughly. Let me check for you guys. We're almost at 14K. Truck's actually doing really good with these 37-inch tires. I've been liking, before we even jump in the truck and show you guys, the all-terrain BFGs. Everyone always like bashes them. For what I use, daily driving, very light off-roading, they're not a bad tire. I really might stick with these tires. Truck's been averaging like 17.5 miles per gallon. Drove it all the way to Florida and back. It was like in the 18. So this truck, it's been more than good to me. Also, if you guys are new here, got the blue Recaros in the Raptor 37 pack. And yeah, let me just accessory on. We are sitting at 13,783. Not too bad, a little less than a year of ownership. And you know, I do drive this a lot for work, back and forth. And like I said, we went all the way to Bradenton, Florida and back. And that was like, I had the truck like 2,000 miles. That trip alone was like 3,000 plus miles, just one drive. Before we talk about everything that went wrong with Yeti, my 2022 Ford Raptor, we need to discuss front bumper options right now. Before we even get into that though, I need you guys to drop a like, drop a comment on today's video, and hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. That helps me out tremendously, helps me get the algorithm, keeps pushing the channel to the fullest, and thank you guys so much. It means the most. So let's get into the bumper options. We have option number 1. I'm going to throw up on the screen right now. All right, so let me know what you think about every bumper I'm showing you guys. I really want to pick one out soon so me and Colin could do the install in the garage, because the stock one isn't bad. Comes with the rigid pods. It's honestly, for stock, it is great. But here's option number 2. So that was pretty much the two I really like the most. I see a lot of people use ADD Performance for the bumpers. They make great bumpers. I've seen a lot of Raptors use them on the forums. There also is American Trucks. They sell some bumpers. I don't know if it's like another spin-off brand or who makes those bumpers. I haven't really looked too much into them, but I also like some on their website. So we need some bumpers. We need one bumper, front bumper and rear bumper. So we need 2 bumpers actually. Haven't checked out anything for the rear. If you guys have any recommendations, send it to me. Instagram, it's the same as YouTube. Also, we need to figure out some pod lights. I have no clue what is the best to go with some nice pod lights that mount up here, facing direction, forward obviously. Obviously Ford went with rigid, so I'm going to say rigid is probably a good brand that will last. I might just look for something like that. Not bumper wise, because the bumper is already going to have lights installed with it. Something for the outside. I want to run pods. I don't want to run a roof light. I don't really like the top lights. I think it's kind of ugly, unless they like the circle Baja design pre-runner ones, but we're not going all out super crazy with this truck just yet. So that's what I'm thinking about for the bumpers, for the lights. Also maybe do upper control arms. RPG does make some nice looking upper control arms. That'd be sick to do. And also for the 5-link suspension in the rear. I really have no clue what the upgrades are for them. I'm so new to the Raptors. This is my first ever Raptor, so I really need to research and learn from you guys, whatever you guys recommend for upgrading the parts on the truck. I will be doing some heavy off-roading in the future, but I'm just kind of like slowly going with the truck, slowly building it up. I'm not going to jump in it too hard like I do the Mustangs, but we're here with the truck now. So we're talking about some of the stuff that went wrong with the truck, to the front, to the rear. Nothing super major. You guys know, I mean, if you haven't been around on the channel much, the first day I got the truck and it showed up at the dealer with scratches all down the side of it from the factory. I think when it was getting on one of the rail carts or the train carts, they say a lot of them hit the door. I've seen some other people in the forums also have the same problem. It's pretty deep. The grooves are bad. But the dealer did give me another fender flare. I didn't really want to put it on right away, just because if I go off-roading, it's going to get scratched up. So I was like, you know what? I'll save it, put it in the shed, just in case something ever really happens and I really need it. It's like too messed up. So we're running that one for now. All I did to the truck so far was run some KMC wheels, traded out my stock 37 wheels, stayed with the KO2s, BFGs, all-terrains, and these are straight from the factory. These are actually a pretty good tire. I haven't had anything bad to say about them. Had 2 nails in them, pulled them right out. They've been running pretty strong. Did a trip to Florida and back. Truck was averaging about like almost 18.5 miles to the gallon. Cruise about 65, 70 miles an hour on the way down. Not bad. I've been loving every little bit about this truck, but we did have some issues, and it's practically in the rear and then some on the inside of the cabin. I want to say every problem occurred on the truck was from an update strictly from Ford. So I think After I got to Florida, I think the truck updated because I got a notification from the Ford Pass on my phone saying that your truck's been successfully updated, but I didn't get no notifications in the truck. Usually I do in the morning when I go to start it. It says your truck's been updated, and I hit okay, and I'm like, whatever, so be it. It's been updated. I think that's what bricked the computer the first time that made it go haywire. So the next time it updated, I noticed it updated and was like, okay, clicked okay. I'm driving to the gym. My buddy texted me and was like, hey, your taillight's out. Driver's side taillight is completely out. Halo was out. The brake light itself was working. So I was told from the dealer that these are 3-piece taillights. It's got the LED section, the brake light, and someone told me there's a sensor. I don't know if that's true. This taillight's like $1,800 that I checked on Ford. That's what they told me to replace it. Thank God I bought extended warranty. Obviously, the truck's brand new. Ford would have still replaced it, but still, this taillight went out from the update. It had to be because, and I'm going to tell you that why. You guys are like, how is it going to go out from the update? I got another update on the truck, and this one was out for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, guys. I was thinking it was going to kick back one because that one was flickering. It would come on, it would come off, it would come on, it would come off. So I'm like, okay, maybe this one will do the same thing. 2 weeks that this rear halo, whatever you want to call it, when you pop this, let me show you. If it'll light up. Nope, didn't light up. Idiot. This red halo around the taillight was out for 2 weeks. I was like, you know what, screw it. It's time. I'll make an appointment, take it to the dealer. I swear to God, guys, I bring it to the dealer the next day. It sat at the dealer. They turned it back on. They're like, hey, bro, your taillight's working perfectly fine. We don't know what to do. It doesn't look like it needs to be replaced. So I'm like, just plug it into their Ford scan to see if it's thrown any codes. And they had like 100+ codes because the key cycle, every time it throws a code that the taillight's not working. So it was key cycled a lot to show that there was an error between the taillight, the computer system. It was talking back and forth and was like, yes, that LED module, whatever you want to call it, is not working. To make a long story short, I have 2 brand new taillights on this truck. Passenger side, driver side, everything else so far has been relatively good on the truck. Nothing suspension issue wise. A couple people had that. My dad's 35 package had one shot go bad. He's had an active exhaust valve go bad. The magnetic ride sensor, like the electronic piece, the small piece that goes up and down, that was broken off from the factory when the truck arrived. There's been a lot of small imperfections also on his truck. We never even noticed this when we got it, but on this door right here on the inside, his B&O speaker has the biggest, it literally looks like something smashed into it or someone hit it because there's a line right through there, and that's how the truck came. We noticed it like a week or so after because really no one's getting in the back of the truck, so we usually just throw stuff back there like clothes or whatever we need for work. And yeah, his speaker has a massive dent in it. So I don't know if that was from the manufacturer or something else hit it, but I did notice that when the truck was relatively new, so I don't think anything was back there to mess that up. So when these trucks were coming out of the factory, they were coming out with some flaws. Let me tell you that just right now. Also, his passenger side fender does have like a good size, I want to say 4 to 5 inch crease in it. Dealer offered to fix it, get a new fender from Ford, do the whole process, but we really didn't want paint or body work done on a brand new truck because, you know, sometimes it's not going to come out perfect like the factory. I mean, the factory still didn't even come out perfect, but we just didn't want any paint to not match after the truck was already produced. I mean, it still is a new truck, but you never know. I mean, I just didn't want it to come out like crap and then you'll see it, notice it right away. So we really didn't want to touch it. We just left it. You can only see it at certain angles, so it really wasn't horrible, but it was just all the little flaws adding up. It was kind of just like a smack in the face because you pay so much for these trucks and they don't even come out relatively close to perfect, some of them. So in the middle of filming this video of the Raptor, you guys might not know if you're new here, I have Apollo. This is Apollo, my all-motor car. It is a Cobra Jet setup. It's lined up a decent bit, nothing crazy, no like subframe work or no crash bar lighting stuff up, just interior stuff right now. I'm running a VMP monoblade 137 with the Cobra Jet, custom intake and stuff like that. This car's actually pretty quick. I actually got my best pass with it, 11.1 at 129 miles an hour. It's very quick for all motor, not bad. Stock converter. We're actually putting a converter, axle, and 2-step in this car. And so for my GT500, I actually just received a brand new VMP throttle body. I run VMP throttle bodies on all my cars, especially this one. This one absolutely eats. I'll throw a clip in of me racing at the track. This car isn't no slouch. It actually moves out really quick. It surprised a lot of people, but we just got the new one for the Shelby. Like I said, this is a 105 in gloss black. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I think this is going to really help the Shelby break the record that we're going to break. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're going to break a world record with my GT500 VMP throttle bodies to the moon. So we got one on Apollo, now one on the Shelby. We'll should be ready to rock. Fuel system, I think, is the only thing else we're waiting for the Shelby. And damn, this thing looks good. I'm just admiring it with the camera. You guys get a look. I love how they engraved VMP on there. That looks so good. So thank you guys at VMP Performance. But like I said, we are going to break a world record with my 2020 Shelby GT500. I'll throw a picture of my Shelby up on the screen in case you guys haven't seen it. I'm just going to tell you guys this. It is not a quarter-mile record. It is something, we'll be going higher speeds. I'll just say that, much higher speeds. That is all I'm going to say for the record we're going to break with my Shelby. Now back to the Raptor. So I must say, overall, the Raptor has been a pretty good truck. Just two taillights, small, stupid stuff, and the electronical issue with the thing. And like I said, I really think it all stems from the updates. Over-the-air stuff, I really don't like it. Too much technology on these vehicles. I feel like it ruins them. Gen 1 Raptor, I think, was the best Raptor in my opinion. 6.2, 6R80 transmission. That truck was bulletproofed from the factory. I know it had its small little problems here and there with stuff, like spark plugs, stuff like that over time. But you know what? That truck was stout. I think the Gen 1 will outlive the Gen 2 and the Gen 3 by far. But when I do see the Gen 3, it reminds me so much of the Gen 1 and just like more squared off-ish, I think. I don't know, let me know if you guys think the same thing. But I did have to mention all the materials on the truck have been actually holding up relatively well. It really looks like the truck's still brand new. I mean, it really is brand new, 1 year old, 14,000 miles. But like, you know, sometimes a lot of the stuff on other vehicles, weather trim fades, windows look like crap. This gets usually all super scratched up, trimming here. And I really haven't done nothing to it, just wash the truck occasionally. So overall, the truck's been relatively good. It looks like it's going to hold up for a long period of time. So we're going to see once we start off-roading it, putting it through its paces. I know when we did the Raptor Assault up in Utah, I'll throw a clip in from that if I still have anything, but go check out the video. I'll put it at the end of this video in case you guys want to watch that. We absolutely destroyed and beat the crap out of, I'm not going to say destroyed. We just ran the trucks hard. We ran them well. They taught us how to use them correctly and we put them to the test and they performed. Not one truck had a single issue that day long. Started them trucks up early in the morning, did not shut them off all day long. They took a beating, climbed them out, off-roaded them, jumped them, raced them around a track. It was just an absolute blast. You really don't know what these trucks can do when people see them out on the road until they actually drive them, experience them in their own like environment where they're made to be ran hard. But yeah, I can't wait to move so I'm in an area where I can actually do more stuff like that, like Florida, do some beach trips, rip one like that. They got a lot of off-road Baja Raptor runs, stuff like that. So once we get down there, we do the bumpers, we do the pod lights soon, rear bumpers, we spice it up a little bit. And a lot of people was wondering how the Recaros are also holding up. I use Mother's leather cleaner on just the sections. I do like a small treatment every now and then. Everything looks pretty good. I do like the blue Recaros. It did cut it up a lot. You guys kind of can't see because the sun's chalking it, but they've been actually really good. Steering wheel's been good. I use Mother's for everything for the interior wise. If you guys have Fords, check out Mother's. I'll show you guys my leather cleaner too. And it helps. I used Mother's on all my Ford vehicles, the Shelby, the GT, and all the trucks, even the ST. ST's not mine, by the way, in case you guys are new. Check out the Mother's I use. It's right over here. This is the product I found that actually keeps the truck in best condition, and then it doesn't leave that greasy, like grimy, shiny, like cheap look. So this is the best one to go with in case you're looking, and you don't want that greasy, slimy look. Mother's is definitely the way to go. Before I wrap out today's video, make sure you guys drop a like, hit that subscribe button. Please, helps me out to the fullest, push me in the algorithm. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment. Let me know what pod lights I should get. I was leaning towards rigid because Ford used them from the factory, so I figured if they were going to warranty them, they probably tested them and put them through their paces. But I need to decide on the front bumpers, number 1, number 2, and for the rear bumper. I keep saying bumpers like there's more than one for the rear, but obviously, you guys know what I'm saying. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure you guys hit the link in the description, run out the merch. This isn't obviously the merch I have. I'll throw up a picture. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I will catch y'all in the next one. Deuces.
Everybody waiting for the come up. I ain't sharing one thing. Yeah, I'ma keep on working till the sun up, till I get my rollie and my chain. Yeah, down in my life when I dropped out.